rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the Amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Let me do this real quick. I got to get over there. Yes. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's only Tuesday so far and things are crazy. We're going to talk about the craziness today specifically. That's what we're going to talk about. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to bring it back to the lighthearted anti-religious stuff. Isn't that weird that the anti-religious stuff is lighthearted? Anyway, I'll bring it back to that tomorrow as best we can, barring any kind of some craziness. And then Thursday, my friends, we will have Dr. Kip joining us on the show Thursday. Yes. And then, of course, we've also got Sci Friday coming too. Lots of fun to be had this week. Today is going to be a little, but we'll try not to be this way all week long. But in honor of our authoritarian in chief, we'll be back in just a minute. Today's world is confusing, and there's too much information for one person to make sense of it all. Which credit card should I pay off first? Is non-fat milk good for me? Who should I vote for? Let's face it, if you can't figure out high-interest milk, then how can you be expected to make political decisions that influence a country of over 325 million people? Well, that's why there's fascism. Fascism is the political, social, and economic system for today's world. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines fascism as a political philosophy, movement, or regime that exalts a nation, and often race, above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of the opposition. Choose this ideology and life will be easy. Did you ever look at someone who uses really big words and think, I wish those libs would just disappear? Well, under fascism, your dreams can come true. Under fascism, you won't have to worry about the pesky little things like brown people or atheists, or who in your country is entitled to basic human rights and who is not. Hint, hint, the answer is nobody. Yes, friends, this truly is the final solution you've been looking for. And if you're concerned if this form of authoritarianism will be up to your high standards, don't worry. American fascism will be the best fascism in the world because it's been endorsed by Jesus. So go out and destroy freedom and democracy by getting fascism today. Paid for by the Fascio-Conservative Party, formerly known as the GOP. Well, hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you for joining us. My co-host Ryan is here. Let's get Ryan up on the screen. There she is, looking fantastic, angelical. We can't hear you, Miss Ryan. Oh, maybe I can. No,
it's me. It's me.
Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Chugging along, just watching the news, loving it.
Right. Yeah. It's a crazy world we live in, isn't it?
Indeed.
You actually just dropped a video this morning, right? Is that my understanding? Are you recording a video?
Just a little short. I was just a teensy.
More leftist hate.
Basically. You know how I am.
We know how it is. I was listening to a deal with Bob Woodward yesterday, an interview with him. He was talking, and he said that whenever he was talking to Trump during his first presidency, I think, he was interviewing him, and one of Donald Trump's people put images up on the screen. It was just images with music. And the image was of Bernie Sanders. And this is Bob Woodward talking about. And he points to look at that. Just hate. Look at the hate coming off of that. And then they switched to like Hillary Clinton. Look at the hate. Look at all the hate in her eyes. And I was like, wow, I have no doubt that he feels that way.
Right.
But yeah.
Definitely does.
Looking in a mirror and calling out hate.
Yeah, could you do me a favor and just pick up that mirror and maybe look at your own little eyeballs and see how beady they are and the no soul, the fact you got no goddamn soul.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, we've talked about that. We've seen things like this happen all the time before. There's been a lot of violence throughout our history of our country. We can look back at the Oklahoma City building bombing. Did the president back then come out and lay blame on an entire group of people and vilify an entire group of people? Or did he come out and say, listen, we all need to come together and make this stuff right? Every time, normally, a normal president does that, it's for the country. Our enemies are supposed to be external, but Donald Trump is pointing all the guns internally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd think that he'd be a peacemaker. He wouldn't want to sow division. It would be an
Right.
opportunity for the country to come together and realize how much we love each other and how much we need each other. Instead, we fucking want to beat each other up.
Right. Donald Trump is escalating this to the point where he's going to, I mean, he's calling out leftists, radical leftists. Now, who is a radical leftist? Have anybody determined that? Who a radical leftist is? Is that a trans person? Is that Brian Tyler Cohen? Is that AOC? Is that Bernie Sanders? Who's a radical leftist? Who is he putting? Yeah, who's he painting a target on whenever he comes out and instead of going, listen, people, we need to all simmer down, he goes, you know what? It's their fault. We need to get them. Go get them. Get them. Get them. Get them. Get them.
Yes.
You know. So
with no evidence, with little to no evidence, it's just an assumption of who is the one who's to blame, which is what we saw with the whole Charlie Puck thing.
And they so desperately want him to be a radical leftist. But, I mean, the things they've even shown themselves point to him being a Nick Fuentes fan. The little, you know, I mean, so, but they really don't want that to come out. And this is what I was saying this morning on a Facebook post. You know, you got to know that if there were a lot of evidence pointing to this guy being a lefty, it would be everywhere. Donald Trump and them would be posting it everywhere. It would freaking be everywhere, but there's not. They're trying. They tried, you know, his cousin's boyfriend's sister's roommate was a trans person or some business like that. You know, they are trying.
They really are. It's kind of like telling. I mean, not kind of, it is telling that they will dig just to find a little scrap of possibly left. When literally you can just look at the dude and tell that he's from the right. Sorry.
No, you're right. They're digging through a pile of right-wing shit, looking for a peanut of left-wing crap, you know? Austin Sims says that Kash Patel is testifying right now in the Senate, and that's probably about what happened with the capture of these people. And, you know, the other day he made a mistake. Donald Trump, it is impeachable. Donald Trump cannot use the government to attack people for his own gain. Let me come over here to our poll and abusing power for political retribution. And Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, came out and said the other day that Donald Trump is going after those and fired those people specifically because they investigated him. Kash Patel come out and stuck his foot in his mouth, giving these people legal grounds to sue Donald Trump.
How did Kash Patel get this job? How did
he's
this
just a podcaster.
Yeah. Like seriously, tweeting out stuff that wasn't even accurate information. And saying that you were responsible for capturing this man when it was actually like somebody in his group that handed him over with dad or whatever. Yeah. It wasn't because y'all are good at your job.
That's right. He came out and he said letting cops be cops is what solved this. But actually it was his dad who talked him into his surrendering.
You ain't do shit, bro.
I mean, this is just
phone call.
Yeah. And I made a post yesterday. This is all speculation. Call it conspiracy theory if you want. But I made a post about how, you know, whenever this first came down, they were quick to start blaming the left. And then it turns out it was a righty, probably because that righty thinks Charlie Kirk was a fascist. And by calling him a fascist, they paint that guy as a lefty. So they came out so quick that he was a lefty, and they wanted that to stick, but they couldn't. They just couldn't get that to stick. Nope. But now the guy's turned himself in. He's admitted to surrendering, but we're hearing on the news from the Utah governor that he's refusing to cooperate. What, my friends?
Yeah, I heard that.
What is he refusing to cooperate about? He already admitted he did it. He turned himself in. They know he did it. There's nothing to admit. I speculate they're in there going, listen, man, the president needs you to say you were dating a tranny or you're one of the gays or something. Pardon me for using the T word. I'm sorry. So that Groyper is going, there's no fucking way I'm going to tell people that I did any of that. Those are the most loathsome people he can possibly imagine is the far left that they're trying to get him to claim to be. And that's what I speculate is the lack of cooperation that he's getting from them.
I've been trying to look up a bit more about the Groypers, and it seems to be there is a whole like femboy. I don't know what you call it, but like that they try to turn some of them more feminine intentionally. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but it seems to be part of that whole underground group.
Well, I don't know. There's these people are so full of, I don't know. They're
confused.
Hypocrisy.
They think we're confused.
They are.
They're confused.
John Hudson says, and I don't know if this is true, John Hudson, he's a liar. John Hudson says, Kash Patel asks Shooter's dad if he could solve any more active investigations for the FBI based on his keen investigating skills. Oh my goodness.
I saw that meme. Too funny.
Yeah, good funny. Good morning. Austin Sims, Left-Handed Jedi. Equus, thank you for joining us. Kyle Rad, good morning. Good morning, old friends. Long time no see. Where have you been? You've been hiding. It's time to come out of the woodwork. I actually shut down the show for about 5 years, and then I started up again about a year and a month ago. We back. Speaking out while we still can. We're losing the First Amendment's falling fast. I saw a post on the Book of Faces. Let me read this to you. This is a good one. Damn it. Okay, I'll have to come back to that. I lost it. I lost the post. I want to make sure I get it right. So whenever I find it, I'll bring it back. Yes, so good morning, Kyle Rad. I've been in your coffin. You've been hiding. Good.
Nice.
Spooky bed hair is here.
Ooh, spooky. Spooky bed hair.
Locked on Law says, isn't that the Nick Fuentes shit? Yes, it is. Nick Fuentes shit. So, a lot of the song. Now, part of the problem, and this is what the right wing is really latching on. These ultra right wing Groypers call Charlie Kirk and his group, they call them fascists. And since there was bullets going, hey, fascist, suck this fascist, talking to who they consider, the Groypers consider fascist, the right wing has just latched on that, do not care about truth at all, and they're using that to claim it was Antifa. I've heard, and I saw pictures of one of them. On the bottom of the bullet, it says TRN for made in Turkey. There's a Turkish company that makes these specific bullets. And it says TRN on the bottom of it, and they're claiming that is pro-trans stuff. So there's just kind of all kinds of misinformation and lies coming out about it.
Like, seriously, how dumb are you? Can't tell the difference between a stamp and something etched.
Right. Well, they don't want to. See, that's the whole deal. They don't want to.
Exactly. Anybody who does any investigation can tell the difference.
Absolutely. Buzzin in Canada. Good morning, Buzzin in Canada. The sad reality of this whole thing is no one will ever know the truth about any of it. The DOJ, FBI are extensions of Trump. Exactly. Nothing they say can be trusted. Exactly. I have been saying that. One of the things I made a post about was that part of the deal that's going on right now is that they're having a hard time covering this up and making it look like a lefty. It's just sad.
It's a big meme community. They're like really big into the memes because that's how they spread their propaganda. It's just funny. Like, oh, that's so funny. And then eventually you like start believing that dumb shit.
Well, they talk about we on the left are glorifying the violence of Charlie Kirk, right? That's what they're talking about. They're accusing us of glorifying his violence, his death. Well, I have an image right here that I will share with people. It is of Charlie Kirk with no one other than, who else is it? Kyle Rittenhouse. Like literally the face.
Give me
the face of political violence.
Yeah, you can suck it, Mr. Cook.
Yeah, right.
Charlie Cook.
Mm-hmm. So they claim they don't like violence. Now, there's this one person who said that they posted this meme going, hey, he didn't deserve our thing. He was scum. He doesn't deserve our sympathy. This guy didn't deserve it. Blah, he was scum. And they're like, hey, don't talk about Charlie Kirk like that. And they're like, no, this is Charlie Kirk's words about George Floyd.
Just saying.
We've got evidence of Charlie Kirk calling for stating that Joe Biden probably deserves they should
Death
he
penalty.
faced the death penalty.
Mhm.
Well, what could he have possibly done that's worse than turning our nation over to what Donald Trump has done? I mean, Donald Trump has literally put American troops on America. He's turning our country into authoritarian. Oh, carry on, Chris, carry on. It's getting worse, and it's going to get worse over the next 2 months because we're
Mhm.
getting closer to the midterm elections.
I have a Theocracy Watch today, which is about our country.
Okay, we'll see how. All right, I'm ready now. I'm eager. And Brent A is here, and he is one of the biggest fans of Theocracy Watch. And Brent A has got a good post, good point. His post says, "Hey, fascist, catch this. It's up, down, down, and up. This is the best example of the dual use of memes for propaganda." So, I mean, he's sending a message to them from Fuentes, but the right wing, the MAGAs, are using that to vilify the wrong people. And that's got me sitting here thinking, one of the things about Erica Kirk is that she came out and she said that, I'm going to bring this over here. I'll talk about this. She came out and said that they're going to pay for this. Who's she talking about is going to pay for this? Is she talking about the left wing? And we know she's talking about the left wing. She's talking about the left wing.
Right. What do we do?
The radical left is going to pay for this. And we know it wasn't us. I mean, like I said, if it was us, it'd be all over the place. There would be zero doubt. The fact that there is doubt is just evidence that they're, anyway. But she called out for this. And then other people are stating, so that's point one. Who's she talking about? She's talking about us or the real people? And when she is talking about the left, who in the left? Is anybody with blue hair going to get targeted? Really? Are right-wing MAGAs out there going to be targeting anybody who looks left-wing? How does this work if they're not going to be more clear? So there's that. Then there's also this other meme that is really cool. It says, Erica Kirk, because she apparently has been claiming she's going to take up his legacy. Okay. Erica Kirk, according to, I'm going to try to give this lady the credit. Amaryllis Bahamundi. Oh, Bahamundi, cool. Says Erica Kirk can't carry Charlie's legacy. His entire ideology doesn't even allow women in positions of power.
It's not going to last.
Y'all chanting, she'll continue his work, while his work was literally about keeping women silent.
Yep. I find that absolutely, I don't know, just backwards ass crazy that this woman thinks that she's going to be the one to pick up his torch when his entire teaching was predicated on her silence.
Yeah.
So what man in his wheelhouse is going to look to her as a new leader? If anything, they'll try to find out a way to get her out of Turning Point. But I mean, I'd love for Turning Point just to go out of business. But.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if she'll just. Oh, I think I just had a stroke.
Oh no.
I wonder of genius. I wonder if she'll actually end up marrying a leader of the Turning Point group. There's bound to be lots of leaders in the Turning Point. She could marry one of those, become subservient to him, and give the power of the Kirk name to this other person. And continue to be the trad wife, stay-at-home lady she wants to be.
Yeah. So. I agree with Ember, though. Like, I hope she tries. Watching TPUSA disintegrate would be much more satisfying than a hiatus and a new bully. I agree. Like, please go out there and start talking. Get up on that podium and start spouting that hateful rhetoric, and watch how the dudes turn on you. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to champion you for too long. Once that newness wears off of his death, they're going to get tired of you. They're going to get tired of your whining.
Disco Poppy says Miss Kirk has obviously never watched Handmaid's Tale. I saw this deal. It's on the internet side for what it's worth, but of course it's showing images of her. She's all teary-eyed and sad and going, "Oh, we're going to come for you," and all that. And they're like, "All right, cut." And she's like, "Yeah, what do you guys?" Just laughing and going on about herself. And like, "All right, ready? Here we go, and action." And she's like, "Oh my goodness, you're gonna."
Right. Well, it's like Trump. Like Trump, he was going on and on Fox about how like angry he was and how disgusting we are on the left and vile creatures, whatever the hell he was saying. And then once they found out that the person who actually shot him was somebody from like a MAGA from the right, Trump like he immediately like answered the question and then pivoted to like he was pointing at something that was being constructed or whatever. I was like, whoa. That exactly shows how he feels about anybody who even considers themselves to be a friend. He considered that dude to be a friend, so he says.
Well,
And that's how
he says that
about it.
now, but Charlie Kirk was still pressing for the Epstein files to be released.
True.
Right up till his death. He was so,
Yep.
I'm sure Donald, and that was the deal. Whenever they did ask him, Donald Trump was like, oh yeah, very sad. Did you see that's where the ballroom is going in over there? And he immediately distracted from that. He skipped the Charlie Kirk memorial to go golfing, you know?
But this was your BFF.
Right, right.
Buddy.
So Brent A says TPUSA equals Hitler Youth. Yeah. The similarities are just staggering. I want to mention, I've been talking about this before. I'm actually working on a video about this. Joseph Goebbels, for those of you who don't know, he was the propaganda minister for Nazi Germany during World War II for Hitler. And his whole job was to control the media and spread the lies. And he stoked all the fear about the Jews and all this stuff. It was really all of his deal. Donald Trump doesn't have a single one of those people. Sure, he has a single mouthpiece that is his spokesperson for the presidency or whatever. But Donald Trump has got thousands of independent podcasters out there doing Joseph Goebbels' work, spreading the kind of hate that Joseph Goebbels used to spread. Instead, they're spreading about immigrants, which actually Joseph Goebbels was doing that too, but about gay people and trans people and all these other things. And they're using the same methods to stoke the same fears. They're making the middle hate the left for something that's really not worth being afraid of. Whenever the right is going full-blown right-wing conservative Christian nutbag on us. I mean... here's something else. Locked on Law says there's something wrong with a 31-year-old who tries to debate kids on a college campus. That's one of the points I kind of want to. One of the things is he liked to ambush these kids on these college campuses and kind of gish gallop them and all this stuff. And then you never see the clips of him getting his ass handed to him.
No,
or him speaking over them whenever they're right. They're pointing, oh, what about this? And then him speaking over them. It's not a debate.
It's not a debate if you continuously talk over people. Like they try to make it as though like, oh yeah, what a great way to bring people, to a mutual ground where they can talk to each other and debate these hard topics.
Right.
Nah, bro, he would speak over them. And like you said, he'd freaking gish gallop and like pat so many things that you'd have to like figure out, okay, well, what am I combating? And some people did an excellent job, regardless of how trashy he was of a debater, but still to consider him some kind of, I don't know, shining example of how to bring people together and have conversation is just an outright lie, fallacy.
Well, Dean Withers had him running scared. He refused to debate Dean Withers.
Oh, I did see that. Dean would show up at his things and he wouldn't. He wouldn't debate. I thought that.
Well, that's the whole deal. He'd ambush these kids, and then like it wasn't a debate. It was a traveling right-wing propaganda deal, is what it was, spreading the hate that black people aren't equal, that they're not good enough, that women need to be subjugated, that trans people, it just goes on. Thank you, Muttley Von Erich. Afternoon, I thought the cool kids wore pumped up kicks. Love and sausage. Thank you for the £5 super chat. Pardon me. Thank you, Muttley Von Erich. I hope everything's going great over in your world. I hear there's a right-wing surge over there. They're all gathering in London,
Yeah.
You know what happened? I'll tell you a story. Back in like the 1920s and late 1920s, there was a party. There was Germany, and across the pond in the United States, there was the United States. But the United States also had a Nazi party, and they had people here doing the same thing that people over in London are doing right now as they cheer for Donald Trump. It's the same thing. Yeah. Elon Musk talking about, that's the whole thing. Once again, what was that word, girl? I want to look that up. I'm going to do a whole video on it. You did a word. It's like an anagram for deny.
Oh, Darvo.
Darvo. Give it Darvo.
Deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender.
Gotcha.
So basically you deny the F out of it and then just turn them into the ones doing the the attacking when it's really you turning it on them.
And that's what they do. This is like a step-by-step playbook of their whole thing,
Yep.
what they've got going on.
Yep.
Austin Sims, the basic formula was simple. Set up a table on a college campus, invite students to challenge conservative talking points, then use a combination of rhetorical tricks and editing magic to create, that's exactly right.
Got it. You got that right. So true. And as we've said before, like when it comes to like these debates between like atheists and Christians, the Christians are always going to think they won. They'll
no matter what.
They'll edit it, use magic to make it seem as though maybe the atheist is flailing or something like that. And even if the atheist doesn't know the answer, because I don't know all the answers to combat some of their rhetoric.
Right.
It's all just fluff.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of it is they come out and they say these things and then they do exactly it's the project. The project is what kills me so much. How they can come out and say, make these jokes. How Donald Trump Jr. can come out and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe the left is so insensitive that they're making fun of this racist, misogynistic piece of shit. Oh, woe is me. And then images mocking Paul Pelosi getting beaten with a hammer in his home by a right-wing person. These people have no bottom. There's no bottom to these people.
But he's touted as some kind of peace-loving Christian who bring everybody together.
Right. Dr. Ben is here.
Dr. Ben.
Is it the Dr. Ben or just a Dr. Ben? I think it's the Dr. Ben, actually. Good morning, Dr. Ben. Brent A says, James, no, not the same. Yeah, no. Well, there's this, I don't understand the right wing at all. My understanding now, and I just saw, I have no idea. Nick Fuentes has this thing for cat boys. Now, when I first heard that, I thought a cat boy was a furry. But a cat boy is not a furry.
Okay, what the hell's a cat boy?
A cat boy is a young, effeminate male who wears cat ears. I guess that's just now I want to stop and say, let me stop something right here and let's just say something. I am an old guy who is so far removed from modern culture that I'm trying so hard, but as fast as I pedal, sometimes I can't keep up. If you know what a cat boy is and I'm absolutely completely wrong, I will hear you out completely because I could be wrong. I've just barely come. I never knew what a groiper was until Kirk Cousins. Sorry, Kirk Cousins, man, if you're watching, you know what I mean. So let me just, cat boy. I don't know. So it could be, yeah.
I don't know what that movement is about and what their fascination is with femboys or cat boys or
I don't know.
Whatever it is.
I'm going to share this image with you, with the people here, the good folks here. Now, this is just a Google search. So this is, you and I are confirming this myself right now before. So this is apparently their reference of a cat boy. Okay. So I just wanted to show that because I'd never heard about it until recently. So
I definitely need to do some more research.
Right.
That's for sure.
And now here, I'm going to show you something else. This is now, once I show you this, my friends, you will be on the same page I am on. Let me show you this. And here we go. Here we go again. Now, this is Nick Fuentes. And this is apparently someone he likes to travel around with.
Oh. This is very curious.
It is very curious. It gets more like, I don't know. And, we know about the whole grinder situation. Thank you, Left-Handed Jedi, for the $2 super chat. Get off my lawn, you young whippersnappers. That is me. In fact, that is me. It's not animations, though. It's not just animations. It's like a subculture, like, I guess, like furries.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of like furry memes and stuff like that too. I think possibly one of the things on the casings or whatever was a reference to that as well. Yeah, like 4chan. Big into the meme culture.
And see, here's what we got to watch out for. And this is something I want to catch. And I want to throw this out there just in case. This person here says Catboy Kami or something like that. He's an Australian racist, I believe. And here's what could be happening. This Catboy we see here is nothing more than an Australian racist who's hanging out with Nick Fuentes, and there's nothing more than that. And we let somebody else in. So I saw that from somebody else making the accusation. So I want to show how that misinformation could have passed. I'm just saying. Now, the post down here from the Tribune says, alleged leaked sex tape of streamer Destiny and Nick Fuentes surfaces online.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
I've heard of that name Destiny before. I've not heard good things about that Destiny.
You know, I'm not sure who that Destiny person is.
I just know I've heard the name in certain circles. I think I've actually heard that name in Israeli circles, quite frankly.
Really? Okay. Those are the certain circles. Whatever happened to bronies? Right? Whatever happened to bronies? That's do you know what bronies were?
Weren't they? I thought this had something to do with like My Little Pony type deal.
Yeah, guys who dig the My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Don't judge. We don't judge. Austin Sims says Kirk also employed rapid fire questioning techniques that made it nearly impossible for opponents. That's what it's called, gish galloping. Thank you, Andy, for teaching me that word. He'd interrupt, reframe, and redirect before anyone could establish. Yeah, that's absolutely. And there was a reason why he would not debate real scholars and why he was going around campuses spreading this nonsense. You know,
easy targets.
Yeah,
the rallies. They were just far right pep rallies.
Right. Yeah. Green Day 4537 is here. Friendship is magic. Am I right? That's over on wow, we've got a watcher on Twitch. Good morning. An actual watcher. It would appear to be an actual good morning, actual watcher on Twitch. We've been streaming to Twitch for a while. Normally they just ask us if we want the cheapest followers. I'm like, man, we already got the cheapest followers. Look around the chat. No offense, chat.
I love it.
So it's good to see you. I need to catch up with some people. Austin Sim, good morning. But Disco Poppy, thank you for joining us. Why? Because weed, bro. Brent A. Destiny is a crypto fascist. I don't think I've heard that one before. What is a crypto fascist?
I'm not sure. Does that mean they want everything to be like crypto, like no more money?
No more real dollars?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Get rid of the dollar and go all fake money or go digital.
Get rid of the banks.
Yeah. Austin Sims says the editing process was equally important. Kirk's team would film hours of interactions, then cut together the moments that made him look brilliant and his opponents look unprepared. Nuanced discussions. I think one of the things that really kind of helped as if on time. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com shows up in my Twitch.
They knew.
Anyway,
we were waiting for him.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's funny, hilarious. Well, I don't even know what I was talking about. The editing process. Yes, that's part of it. The editing thing, you know.
And they're also trying to scrub. Well, this is what I've been told, is that they're trying to scrub whatever they can of Charlie Kirk's from the internet where he said very derogatory things.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They want to make him look like he was a freaking saint.
You know, it's
life is.
It's funny. Yeah, it's just I accidentally hit a commercial. It's funny if you mention his actual quote, some of the things that they'll either say you're taking out of context or they'll call you a liar or anything. But you know, other people who did good in their life, whenever you venerated them and you listed their actual quotes, you didn't have to put them in context. Because they tell you, did you put that quote in context? Did you watch the whole debate? No, did I have to watch the whole debate to hear what he was saying? To understand that he kept spouting this racist crap?
Right, that he's hateful. He thinks he's special. He thinks he's better than other people.
Right. It looks like we've got another bot over there, the Better Than Ember bot.
Oh, what a bot. That's definitely a bot.
Right. That's definitely a bot. Definitely most reliable bots on the web. That's true. And hottest, by the way. Green Day, thank you, Green Day says That was my commercial gone wrong. Sorry about that. If people are just now finding out Kirk said a lot of the horrible stuff that he actually said, you had no idea who he was before he was shot. And that's a great point. You know, a lot of them are running to his defense and not really knowing, you know, what he said about Black people, about women, about gay people. There was one time, and I want to look this up myself, that he said the Bible says that gay people should be unalived.
Probably.
So,
I wouldn't be surprised.
did he go around calling for the unalivement of gay people, or was it, and this is the thing I've heard, I don't know, I need to go look this up, was it a situation where Charlie Kirk actually said, well, the Bible calls for this, but that's not what I actually believe? Or somewhere along the way, there was actually context where he wasn't the bad guy in that, but you got to go watch the whole thing to find the context. And I don't know. Thank you, Rainbow Ash. Descended upon them. That's cool. Don't descend our don't kick our one real actual viewer though. Make sure to do that. That would be bad. Green Day 4. We're spreading on Twitch like wildfire. That's right. I think what we're going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of a break for a moment. Let's see, what do people want? If you don't mind, we'll take a minute before we give a break. The first, any one of whatever that gets a couple of votes, we'll go with that. So let us know if you want the Holy Halos, the Postmortem, the Goat Candles, the Conversion Bible. Let us know. Or something just joined.
What you want?
Felicia Somez fired for article on Charlie Kirk using his comments. Yes. I mean, on the left, they're firing Charlie Kirk, or left people are getting firing for just pointing out things he said. On the right, you heard about Kilmeade coming out and said they need to kill and execute homeless people against their will.
Yeah, the guy from
and yet
Fox
he still got his job. Yeah,
Brian something, and his apology was subliminal.
Mm-hmm.
Subpar. I mean, not subliminal. Subpar.
may as well have been subliminal. Yeah. Okay, so we got goats, we got boobies. I see 2 goats there. It looks like we have dos gotos. We're going to do ghost scented flesh candles. We'll be back in a minute and a half, folks. See you in a minute.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning built flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, and we are back. Thank you all for joining us. No actual priests were harmed, says Locked On Law. Very true. I just want to post that because I don't want any pearl clutching. Wait till they see Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. Austin Sims, the most troubling aspect might be how this style of engagement spreads. Kirk inspired countless imitators who use similar tactics in their own context. Yeah. And if any of them get any kind of personality behind them and money, it's over. We'll have a dozen of these bastards out there.
Screwed, basically.
Yes. Let me look here. I saw things in the chat. Buzz in California. Kilmeade was only sorry someone was paying attention. Very true. Yeah, he was sorry. Anybody. Yeah. There's no. And this is the thing. Thank you, Brent. Hey, that's just the Lugan press. That's right. The lying press. The enemy of the people is the press. Just like that was one of the first things that Donald Trump he's going after the press. Now, I mean, they sued. They used lawfare to destroy CBS's will. And then they bought it out, and now they're buying out the company that owns CNN. And one of the things I'm wondering, like MSNBC, have they not tried to buy them out yet? Or here's the deal: at the top, is there a group of people who actually say, "Yeah, I know that's plenty of money. We're just going to say no. We have money. We're okay. We've got money. I've got a mansion over there. We're just going to say no because you guys are shit." Is that ever going to happen, or are they all just going to keep selling out?
Right? Like that's why I just could never ever trust a fucking billionaire, because they don't even. Some of these things aren't even done because of they need the money. It's just done because they can.
Right. Very true. Never trust a capitalist. Good words. Solid words. Really? Good morning. Really? Brent A is here. Druzillax. At least I can at people easily here. Yes. There you go. You can at them over there. There's nobody there to at. But when they get there, you at away. Awesome sauce. Rembrandt 972. The struggle in this country is between the ultra rich and everyone else. They manufacture discord between the left and right, so we won't pay attention to the government corruption. That's a good hunk of it. That's not entirely wrong. I could not argue with that. I don't think I could argue with any parts of it. There's nuance, lots of nuance, but yeah, that's the balls to the bones of it. Donald Trump and his rich friends are using the poor right wing people to go against the left wing and everybody else in order for Donald Trump and his rich friends to get away with raping the United States for trillions of dollars. Yep. Fox News needs to be sued out of existence. Notice what Donald Trump is doing. He's suing is it the New York Times or one of them things? He's suing one of them for $80 billion. That's what people need to be doing to Donald Trump and to Fox News. They need to sue Fox News out of existence. There are tiny little companies that can afford $1 billion. I don't know what $1 billion is nothing these days. And the fact that Fox News only had to pay $750 million in order to, as their fine for trying to help the fascist dictator overthrow our government. And they didn't suffer, and they're still doing it. And now look where we are.
Yeah, it's not going to get better anytime soon.
Right.
I mean, hopefully we can stop it from getting worse. Did you see that? It seems as. Am I still inaudible, neurogeezer? I did have mute for a second. Okay, I did have it muted for a second, and I might have been talking and I unmuted it. But piss. I was just going to say something, and now I kind of forget.
I hate it when I do that.
Fart.
Yes.
It'll come to me, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's just the brain, how it goes. I'm not even high, so.
But poor farmers still claim Trump is on their side. I know. Well, that's part of the misinformation. Donald Trump and the right wing poured billions of dollars into misinformation during the last few campaigns. And for the past decade, misinformation has been the tool of the right to manipulate the middle. And it's just disgusting that nobody has done anything.
I remember what I was going to say.
Say it, girl.
So allegedly, like Trump seems to be giving up on Chicago, but now he's headed towards, is it Memphis? Who did he say?
Nashville or Memphis.
It's a right-wing governor.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
And they're gonna openly welcome him in and let him take care of the crime in the city. That's what's about to happen. That's what they're fixing to do here. Yeah. Unless, of course, for some reason the mayor of that city or somebody is not on board. But that's the whole deal. Donald Trump he didn't get there by himself. He's been elevated by so many people supporting and backing him. And look what Donald Trump has done. He's gone through and purged all the normal Democrat, anybody who disagrees with him from the government. When we get power back in the U.S. government, we need to purge everyone that agrees with him. Everybody that supported him. Of course, we're going to have, I'm promising we're going to have our own form of Nuremberg trials. Absolutely.
Better.
Yeah. People like Kristi Noem and all those people will be, they eventually, they should get their
and like freaking what's her face? Loomer?
Yes. Right. Who the hell is she to be? Yes.
Yeah. Number one, who the F is she? She's just some girl from freaking Twitter. And then number two, the fact that she was saying hateful things about Charlie Kirk and has been warring, basically her and Fuentes have been warring against Kirk because they don't think he is extreme enough.
Right.
And now they're also trying to scrub all of their arguments and hatred towards him. But
Mhm.
I mean, you have to understand, we've been watching. We've
Right.
got screenshots. Like I
Okay.
might not have been, but I know that there's plenty of other people who've got all the screenshots. Like, you're not going to get away with it. We know you
Mhm.
were the one actually instigating hate against Charlie Kirk, not us.
Yes. Yes. And let me look at that. Let's see. I think that comes with step number 1, deny. They will first deny that.
Yep.
Then
Deny
they will
and then
attack us.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
We're the ones that are so horrible. Look at
I
what
wonder,
they've done.
do they put this in a pamphlet to give out to these people or what? How do they get so
No, it
organized?
comes in meme form, Chris. That's
Well,
how
I
they
guess it
talk.
probably does,
Memes.
yeah. Ravidel says they literally handed the keys to a wannabe orange timer. I know, Theophilus. I was blown away the other day to see Debbie Wasserman Schultz show her face anywhere. That she's still doing anything after she robbed Bernie Sanders. I blame her and the Democrats of the day who robbed Bernie Sanders of the legitimate swell of the people to give it to Hillary Clinton, who cost us the election, who put Donald Trump in power. Now she is directly at fault for that. Absolutely.
We have to accept where we went wrong, because elsewise we're just going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
we cannot be unprepared for another election. We just cannot. We can't afford it. But what are the Democrats doing? What are they doing to get us prepared?
Right. They're stoking us. They're putting us against each other. I want to show an image real quick.
Where you?
People who forget kind of what happened during World War II, I want to show an image page on the screen here. This is not going to be graphic, my friends. This is not going to be graphic. This is just people fleeing Europe during World War II. And one of the things you'll notice about these people, let's kind of scroll down here. And whether they're kind of rich or poor kind of doesn't seem to matter really. But one of the things you might notice about all these people that you see who are fleeing Nazi Germany, they're all white. So this notion that just because you're white, you're safe, I think is very ignorant of the real circumstances of what we're facing here. Before long, it'll stop being the people of color, and it'll be anybody who disagrees with Donald Trump. That's coming already. We've already talked about that. He's using the term the radical left without defining who the radical left is. Now he's putting a freaking crosshair on all the left wing's heads. Who is the radical left? Ryan, are you a radical left?
I probably.
On any other day, I would say I'm Antifa. But now Donald Trump is literally saying Antifa. They're going to try to go after Antifa. Who is Antifa? There's not like an organization. It's a movement.
That's what they don't understand. That's the problem with these ding dangs, these ding dongs.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get that these are movements, these are thoughts, these are ideologies, and some of them are good and some of them are bad, and they live on beyond the person who dies. Right? Kirk died, but somebody's going to pick up that stinking hateful ass torch and carry it because it's a goddamn ideology.
That's right. That's right. Now, Disco Poppy reminded me of something I was going to say earlier. New York Times is reporting that the Kirk crackdown is underway now. Have you noticed, my friends, more people are being punished just by saying his own words, just by quoting him? More people are being hunted down and punished by the right wing than Epstein's victims. They're putting more effort into putting a list together of names of people who insulted Charlie Kirk than they are getting to those names of the Epstein files.
To the pedos, to the schmedos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that kind of makes me frustrated, makes me feel some frustration, and anybody out there who's got a channel and who speaks publicly can feel the same way, I'm sure, is that we have these platforms where we can be penalized for speaking the truth. We can be penalized for calling out Donald Trump's moves, for saying what they do. We on the channel, we have to be careful of what we say because we can't speak the truth. Because if we speak some of the truths, it is bad. Yep. For a long time, we hesitated really hard before even referring to Donald Trump as a Nazi. Remember there was times where you didn't say Nazi,
I try not to. I honestly, I don't think I even really said the word until a year into like what was happening between, Israel, like what was it Israel was doing to Palestine, because I didn't want to use it willy-nilly. I was just afraid of doing that but
Right.
I think you got to call it out when you see it. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quack
Yeah.
quack, motherfucker.
Yeah. If it Zeke howls like a duck and Goose steps like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Right? Fuck.
Now, Disco Poppy says, and this is the thing, man, Kentucky Atheist, I appreciate you. He says, I am the radical left. Come and get me, you Nazi fucks. Good luck. And, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Who are they going to, who is, I've been saying I am that for a long time. What are they going to do?
We should be prosecuted for talking shit about poor Charlie. Poor Charlie. Hateful little Charlie Brown.
That's what they feel like. But yet, whenever anything happens to people on the left, they come out and they say the most hateful, ugly things. Ugly things. How many memes have you seen where somebody comes out and they're saying, oh, Charlie Kirk, you shouldn't be talking bad about Charlie Kirk, but somebody's gone back and dug through their tweets and found where they did the exact same thing, only worse or whatever. Here's the deal. Let's take Donald Trump Jr., for example. Well, who's Paul Pelosi? What has he done? Did any of you even know his name before? Now, maybe Nancy Pelosi, but who's Paul Pelosi? He has done nothing that I know of. I mean, he's certainly not a public figure, none of this business. And he was attacked.
Married to an old cunt. That's all I know.
Yes. And he was in his home, attacked in his home by a right winger in his home. Yeah. This man who, and because he's married to Nancy Pelosi, and for probably no other reason, Donald Trump attacked him. That's kind of the difference. Charlie Kirk was killed. I mean, Charlie Kirk was not everybody. A lot of people knew who Charlie Kirk was. He was a very public person. He stoked a lot of hate all over the place. A lot of hate all over the place. So whenever people are out there kind of making a meme about Charlie Kirk and they're putting like blood on there, have you seen some of those rather disgusting memes? Some people,
dear, no, I haven't.
When they're doing it and they're revisiting that kind of ugliness back onto Donald Trump Jr. and those people, the difference is that the people they're mocking were vile and disgusting and hurt people. Mm-hmm. And these people over here were almost nobody. Most of the time, these were almost nobody, and they were just somebody on the left doing something. They mocked the kid who, the judge whose son was killed by the right winger. I had it in my video. Whenever there was this judge, for those of you who don't know, this judge, her son and husband were killed whenever they answered the door to some guy delivering pizza. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. And then over this past year, that was a while back. Over this past year, right-wing people who, I don't know, have been sending pizzas to left-wing people, judges, mostly judges, right? Threatening judges. And they've been doing it in the name of that kid who was killed. But what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I mean, Charlie Kirk is responsible for misleading so many of our youth. They're going down these scary ass rabbit holes. And, I don't even know if half these parents are realizing what their kids are up to online. Do they even know what 4chan is? Do they know what Reddit is? Do they know what even a meme is? Do they know what a meme? I hope they would know what a meme is, but it does make you curious as to how do they get there? You watch one video, one little video, and the next thing you know, you start to get fed another and another.
Oh, yeah.
They get darker and they get darker. And the next thing you know, you're freaking watching Charlie Kirk and what's his face?
Nick Fuentes. Yep.
About hate speech. It's kind of scary to be a kid nowadays, because when you just create an account, if you like the wrong thing, you're just going to get more of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not even if you like the wrong thing, they'll send it to you. I mean, I think they're intentionally sending it regardless.
They do.
It will find you.
Here's my thinking. If you'll just go and go into like an incognito browser and go to Facebook and go through, if you got to sign up, just go sign up as the brand new account or whatever. Just go through and sign up to Facebook and then start trolling the wall that you get whenever it's brand neutral. And you'll find a lot of right-wing craziness right out the bat. I mean, it's just, it pushes the right-wing stuff on. Just, you really have to work to get the algorithm to stop shoving that shit at you.
Yeah. I mean, mine's pretty good on my app. Because, but if you like one sort of kind of video, sometimes I start to get crazy right-wing Christian videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want to watch.
That's right. That's right. I want to mention, you remember that time whenever I think it was Facebook got sued because people claimed they were listening to them and they denied, but they found out they were, but then they won't do it because they'll regulate it and all that business. And with all the distraction we've had, things like that are fucking rampant and nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. Do you have examples of saying things in front of your husband or in front of your phone and all of a sudden it's showing up in your newsfeed on Facebook?
Yeah. I mean, there's been some things where I'm like, I don't know where could it got it from. I don't think it's in my email. Like, I don't think I've clicked on anything. I really don't know how they've gotten it.
My wife and I have seen it several times. And one of the most recent times we were talking about, because she walks a lot, we were talking about how she's got plantar fasciitis. And we talked about, rubbing her feet and all these other things. And she explained to me what was going on. And I mean, like, that was 3 days ago. And yesterday I was sitting there trolling Facebook in the evening, and almost every single commercial being shoved at me on Facebook was a foot commercial for fascist, fasciitis or whatever it's called, for that stuff. I mean, it was just so there's no denying that they are up our ass listening. Brent, if we ever meet again, I'm leaving my car out in the phone, brother. I'm just saying. No kidding, man. No kidding.
The Kentucky atheist. It for sure wasn't all the foot fetish stuff. You look up. How'd you know?
It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. No. Well, see, I don't know. Is that like hurt on foot pain? Foot pain is, there may be a fetish involving that. I don't know. Let's see. Locked on Law, and that's the point. How radical does one on the left have to be to do what right wingers keep doing? That's not a bad question. Part of the deal is, here's the deal. Eventually, they're going to keep doing what they do so much, and they're going to oppress so many people that people on the left may start reacting. And when they do, that'll just be more justification.
Yeah,
for them
I hope
to continue.
not.
I hope not too. But we can only take so much, right?
No, that's the thing. That's why I try not to get frustrated or angry with people who might lash out or might be losing their shit, because I'm not in their position. I might not be the one being hassled and hounded every single day or being called out of my name because of, how I look to other people. Right. So I try to be very understanding, because I know sometimes I break easy. I have my days where my tolerance is like, you could do whatever to me, I ain't giving a fuck. And then there's other days where it's like, I can't take it. We all have breaking points.
But we do. KCA Randy says YouTube suggests some bullshit to me too in his feed. I've gotten that in my feed. And I've seen people pop up in here in my chat and they're going, why the hell did this suggest this to me? This is not what I want to see.
All right.
I've seen that on both sides. All right, so real quick, it's the top of the hour. I briefly want to mention that tomorrow we're going to try to keep this a little more lighthearted if we can. So if you got a theme for tomorrow's suggestion, something related to religion and lightheartedness, that would be a good way to go. Anybody out there, we'll throw out some things. Thursday, we are going to have Dr. Kip on the show. Woo. So we need to prepare. I want to prepare some things for Dr. Kip, and I want to ask him some specific questions.
Yeah, this is a perfect opportunity to learn some ish.
Yes. So that's what we're doing Thursday, and then Friday we are going to once again do Sci-Fi Friday. Now, I don't know if we're gonna visit about what Ryan, because I want to base it on some things that Ryan has seen. Otherwise, it's just kind of not quite the whole deal. So right now you're watching Battlestar Galactica or any of the things. I don't want to just do Star Trek. It'll run people off. But I can sit here and just do Star Trek. But yeah, so any other sci-fi. Right now you're doing Battlestar Galactica. How far are you into it? Do you know? There's only 4 seasons.
I think we're in, let me think, because we watched that first little movie thing or whatever first. I think we might be in like the 3rd or 4th episode. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're not too far into it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. We actually started Alien Earth yesterday. Me and the Evil One did.
Oh, I never heard of that.
No, it's a series. I'd never heard. Now, normally when I watch, especially alien shows, Alien really pisses me off. Just because they're creatures and they grow faster than they should. There's just no way. There's just no way. There's just no way. Something can go from a sperm to an egg and grow into something 8 feet tall, full of muscles, and consume nothing to do that. Have no food. No. I mean, it's just, they're just stupid.
That's
At least
scary.
in the first movie, they took time. It ran away. It grew or whatever. But this notion that these things just in the movies now, the modern movies. So if you watch the new movie Romulus, in the end, there's this movie that comes out of a woman she was pregnant with, and it becomes somehow alienized. But it starts as like this big, and within a minute, I'm not talking about a minute worth of me time, you time. I'm talking about a minute of showtime, watching the explosions go off. You see it over there, and it literally turns into this huge thing. And I'm like, that's just stupid. I don't want to throw the S word out there. It's just stupid. One of the things I can say so far, in my one episode I've seen, I never once said, oh my God, this is just fucking stupid. Not once. They've got some interesting concepts. I mean, at the beginning, they're like kind of far out there, but the way they do it, you don't just go, oh man, this is just fucking stupid. You know, it's
And
just
what
kind of
show
maybe
is
they, yeah. What's that?
What show is that?
Alien Earth.
Alien Earth. Okay.
Alien Earth.
It's nothing to do with Alien, the other Alien. This is just a new.
It is Aliens. It's part of the series.
Oh, it is.
Apparently,
It's part of
yeah.
them. Okay.
So here's what I know so far. It's a little ways in the future. They have robots. You know the robots in Aliens. They always have androids. They call them androids, right? They got androids. But they've also got these other things too that we don't really normally see very often. So it's going to kind of focus on some of that. But essentially a ship carrying several alien that we know of, xenomorph and their face huggers and all that business. A big ship crashed in the middle of a huge city with these things on board. Has holes in the side of the ship and everything. So surely they got out, and that's what's happened. That's the first episode.
Okay.
So Atheist Earth could be fun. So Truth, Amber Truth. You know, that I want to mention there was somebody, can you feed on neutrinos? There was somebody who was saying that they were calling for the separation of the United States. Somebody wants to separate us into two countries. I think it's Marjorie Trader Green wants us to separate into two countries, a conservative country and a liberal country. And somebody mentioned, like, what would the conservatives do if they didn't have the blue states for all the money? Right? What would actually happen if we did have two separate states? How long would it be before the red states begging for money, doctors, all this stuff, because they've just, you know, and my thoughts was probably, I don't know how long that would be. I just figured not long after they did become incorporated and there were two separate states, the right would seek to conquer the other state. So if we did become two separate states, as soon as not long after that happens, I feel the one that would be the conservative state would try to take over the rest. You're muted. You're not muted. Why are you not muted? Let me look here and see. Did something? Can you read? Tech gremlins. No, but you just carry on working on that microphone. If you need any help, you just let me know. Did it work? Refresh the page, maybe? Is it working in OBS? All right, let's refresh our page and see what happens. I may have to refresh my page too. We'll see. Equus asks, I wonder how many conservative people of color would choose to stay with white conservatives if this country split in two. I really feel like that's a legitimate question. Can we hear you now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, it
So
just
it must
popped
be
up
Chrome.
that your mic is not connected. And I was like, I ain't doing nothing.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Well, we
All
can
good.
hear you now. That's wonderful. Let me go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run us, let's see, I'm going to run the post-mortem commercial for those who haven't seen it yet. And whenever we come back, we'll do Theocracy Watch. Ryan has got a Theocracy Watch. Here we go. We'll be back. Don't fat finger this, Chris. Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is... It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved. Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. All right, and we are back. Very quick. I'm sorry. I just kind of didn't warn anybody. I was over here on my own, paying zero attention to what was going on.
No big deal. I'm just chilling.
They were just chilling.
Drinking my water.
Drinking your water. There was a legitimate question asked in the chat. Double G Video Glenn asks, would they be allowed to stay? And this is referring to the black people in the new union if they were allowed to separate from us. And I suggest probably that they would, because those white people over there would need a low wage workforce.
Well,
and those blacks who decide to stay there
would be so much better off if they didn't have to deal with us. I mean, how many times did they build cities and communities and then we stole them?
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about that. Yes. Yes. I get that.
I'm just saying, like, it honestly,
right.
It would probably be better for people of color not to have to deal with these white folk. But
very true.
That it never going to happen in this country.
Right. But I'm just saying, if the two countries split, if we split the United States into two, and the conservatives kept half the U.S., and there were conservative black people who decided to stay there, Double G Video asks, would they be allowed to stay? And I say yes, because the white people would need a workforce. They'd be allowed to stay in the beginning, and then if they changed their mind, they wouldn't be allowed to leave. That's what I suspect. But you're right. What is it? The Nambian culture over in Africa was just wonderful. They don't really talk about it. One of the ancient cultures of Africa, just south of Egypt, there was the Nubian culture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Polino says, to be fair, the right nation would die of diarrhea within a month. That's probably right. Die of dysentery. They'd use prisoners and their own kids for a workforce. Very true. They're working towards that, doing both right now.
Yeah, they are.
They've even talked about doing that on the right. They've talked about leasing out the people the immigrants that they've got in these prison camps, leasing them out to farmers to work the fields. Is that not slavery? How is that not slavery?
They'd be responsible for them, almost like they own them. Creepy.
Yeah, well, we'll just see. I wonder just how far they can get away with this crap. Anyway, I need to hit the button or else I'll forget. Let's do the Theocracy Watch thing here, girl. You worked hard on this. Let's get this one here. My friends, we have got Theocracy Watch today.
Whoa.
You're tuned into the Atheist Morning Show on the Dan Network. And this is Theocracy Watch.
On the World's Peace Report card, the U.S. isn't making the honor roll. At best, we are scraping by with AD. Recent peace rankings across the globe have been released, and not surprisingly, the United States has slipped. The Institute for Economics and Peace compiles Global Peace Index each year, rating 163 countries across 23 different measures. These fall into three big categories: societal safety, security, ongoing conflict, and militarization. In the 2025 report, the U.S. ranked 128th. That's down from 122nd just 5 years ago. The decline comes from several areas: high rates of gun violence and violent crime, extreme political polarization is fueling unrest, the largest military budget in the world with a new War Department that looks more like an authoritarian regime, poor scores on internal safety, including violent demonstrations and clashes between police and communities. Taken together, the numbers show a country with vast resources but declining stability and safety at home. Even countries like Cuba and Nicaragua rank higher than the United States. In 2018, Trump called for free, fair, and early elections in Nicaragua to give the Nicaraguan people an authentic voices and vote for their future. And in 2025, he said Nicaragua wasn't even a democracy. Even Venezuela, a country Washington loves to demonize while bombing two of their boats in international waters, scores higher than Israel, the democracy in the East, and it isn't far off from the US. While nations like Iceland, Denmark, Ireland continue to top the list as the world's most peaceful, our democratic ally in the East, Israel, is near the bottom at 151st. Together, our countries are leading each other into some of the darkest times we've seen in generations. As the United States slips further down in the peace index, it's a reminder that military might and Christian nationalism don't create safety, they create instability. So until next time, stay curious, folks.
Yeah.
Cray, huh?
Very much so.
Countries
and it doesn't end.
Right, but the fact that we have countries like Cuba that are ranked better than us, but these are the countries that Trump would make fun of and call third world.
Right. And now let me ask you, who's saying this? Who is saying this?
It's the International Economics and Peace. So it's the IEP.
So now the thing that traditionally may happen is Donald Trump will go after them and sue them or start investigating them or doing something to them to insist the CEO of that gets fired or whatever so they can push out the numbers. I mean, that's just been his status quo or his method of operation for Donald Trump.
I mean, who knows if he'll even care? Who knows if this will even be a blip across his radar? It's just very telling that not only are countries putting travel watches for this country, like it's not even safe. If I were a person of color, I would.
It's not safe.
I would not be stepping foot in the country, especially considering if you went to LA and you're brown, they can arrest you. They can arrest you for your skin color. Get out of here.
Now they can. Isn't that crazy? They don't like affirmative action, and yet they want affirmative white action. They wanna go in and make at least half of the educators and the universities need to be conservative.
Yeah.
Really, you're going to start determining what colleges, who they hire by their political. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
What race do
absolutely
you have?
fascist and authoritarian of them to do that.
I mean,
And
they're
why
taking
isn't-
monies away from colleges and, because of what they're teaching, et cetera. Or if they allow a trans student, or if they allow a trans student to play in sports, they're going to take money away. It's a dumpster fire.
So, Disco Poppy says,
A second?
I read about the first one this morning. The first one's reports alleged that the man was found in the tree, as described, a black man with broken arms and broken legs. There was another report later on let out by the official state, whoever, saying that wasn't the case and they believe he killed himself.
Yeah, okay, no.
You just can't believe these people anymore. You just can't. I think
Black
that's part of
people,
what they want.
no black person is going to do that. Just get back at you. No, they're not going to do that. That person was murdered. That's an assassination.
Yes. Yep.
Man, that's horrible.
I'm looking at
Modern day lynchings. This country is not safe.
It's not. But Donald Trump is making this happen.
Corey Zukatis. It's a shame.
Robert Redford.
I feel bad.
Oh,
for
yeah,
his
yeah.
family.
I still haven't seen anything about it being the second one. I did see the first one. I think that's the same name I saw earlier. Kash Patel is still apparently testifying. That's crazy. I'd like to see how that kind of plays out. Tomorrow, though, I think I want to try to go on a lighter topic. Has anybody come up with a topic probably for tomorrow's stuff? We can think of something funny. Try to get away from all this hate and nonsense. Yeah, I'm still not. Of course, would it be covered on here? Maybe MSNBC might cover it. Al Jazeera would cover it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's
We'll
the
see.
2 articles I found for the 2 different men I put in if anybody
Oh,
wants to
really?
read.
You've already found them? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up over here. Thank you for that, Miss Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Hmm.
And let me see this other one.
And we
Wow.
know this is all spurring off of Kirk. So that's what you want his legend to be.
His legacy, yeah, that's crazy.
Legacy, thank
Yeah.
you. That's what I meant. His legacy is like the murder of people, the murder of innocent people. When you were so upset because he was an innocent man that was murdered, get the fuck pieces of shit.
That is crazy that they're.
I mean, I said yesterday they were calling HBCUs
Mhm.
ever since it happened, threatening people.
This needs to be bigger in the news than it is. People need to know, but the news is. They got to them. I mean, there was a time where I trusted the news. They were reliable. I mean,
Yeah.
within a degree,
part.
but yeah. For the most
At
part.
least you got an idea of what happened, and
Mhm.
there wasn't so much fluff added to it.
You can
Now-
literally watch them change the story over minutes as the story goes along, and they flip. I mean, it's just crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be one of those people who didn't trust the journalists. But shit, of course, how many journalists are bailing, and it's just not enough apparently. So I'm gonna make a note on these 2. Man, I did not know. I wonder why they're not more words not coming out about this. These both seem to be local papers too.
Right. Like when is CNN going to pick up on this? Yeah, because actually, all I'm seeing is smaller news
Local.
agencies. Yep.
Yeah. This is what they want. This is what Donald Trump has been calling for. This is what part of the answer to the question when I opened the show is, who are the radical left that Donald Trump is pointing at? Well, he isn't saying in specific. So Yes, I see. Ineptitude of federal employees being so bad they get contractors fired to cover up how horrible they are at their jobs. That'd be a good topic. I'm amazed at how they care about Kirk, but didn't give a crap about any school shooting. The hate flows. Right, there was a school shooting, the same within minutes of Kirk's shooting that day. Where's their tears for those kids? No flags at half staff for those kids. No.
Mm-mm.
Disco Poppy says, I only know about the second story because I saw it on Reddit. Haven't even got to read them. I'm gonna take a moment and look over these here in a minute. I'll run our Holy Halos or something nice and long so I can look into it. Matter of fact, we're a few minutes away. Let's find out what people want. You want the Holy Halos? You already got the postmortem. We got Wild Bill 2 that we could do, or the pup is kind of long. One of those. Let us know what you want, folks, and we'll hook you up here in the bottom of the hour. And I've got more. I'm going to work on some more of those things. It's just, as you can see, shit's going crazy. The First Amendment is falling. Right now, people are unafraid to speak their mind because I know it's one thing on the left, we're afraid to speak our mind and literally point out the words of a racist on the other side, and we are losing our jobs. Back in the day, the right wing was claiming they were losing their first rights, the rights to free speech, when they were being silenced for being racist and being misogynistic and being hateful. It's two entirely different things. So I just wanted to point that out. The Medal of Freedom for a professional conservative shit stirrer. It's right. The Medal of Freedom for the highest honor for this guy.
And aren't they thinking about burying him? Where is it, you guys? Not Lincoln Memorial. Where the hell are they?
Oh, the
Arlington.
They're not burying him at Arlington Cemetery, are they? Oh my God, that'd be a slap in the face.
Let me look it up. I'm sorry, you guys.
It wouldn't surprise me. That's probably the most offensive thing they could do. So you'll find out for us. Let's find out where they're going. Yeah, Ember's got a great point. They're all into cancel culture and then turn around and say, fire these disrespectful leftists. And a lot of them, like I said, haven't even been saying anything like that. They're not celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. They're just pointing out how horrific he was. So what'd you find? Nothing yet? I'm sure you'd have told us.
Nothing yet. Nothing exactly yet.
Oh, hey, my thing. Let me do this. Nero Geezer, we cannot be quiet while they sanction this monster, but speaking out could cost you. It absolutely could. It could cost you because we don't have the First Amendment rights we used to have. You see all these people in the government and military losing their jobs for things they say publicly that are not hate speech. I can understand hate speech, but not hate speech, just expressing their opinion about Trump or about the right wing or anything like that. And all of a sudden they're losing their jobs, all their tenure, their retirement, all that business out the window because they didn't agree with Donald Trump. It's a bunch of bullshit. And yeah, Donald Trump shits on the military so regular. I can't believe that they would. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Maybe it was just something they were floating and threw out there, but I've not got anything confirmed. So they might have just been talking about it, just to even frustrate us, actually.
Yeah. Not sure. That wouldn't surprise me, though. That would be one of the ultimate slaps in the face to all the military people who served and died. To have this hate monger. I was actually proud to see a couple of conservative governors or whatever. I don't think he was a governor. He was I don't remember who he was, but they refused to lower the state flag. They refused to lower it for this guy. And he called him out saying he was a piece of shit. Those are my words. But he refused to lower the flags for Charlie Kirk. Because of who he was.
I mean, people have to stop caving.
Yeah, no doubt. It looks like we've got Wild Bill. I'm going to throw some Wild Bill at these people. We'll be back in just a minute, folks. All right, here we go. Oop. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that Et tu, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, you know, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. Ah, I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, you know, people... So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay. Carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
We're back. Okay, so Ryan is talking about, tell us about this person. Tell us some history here. Learn us something.
Okay, so I was just reading, it just happened to pop up when I was looking through Reddit about a man named George Lincoln Rockwell, who was part of like the American Nazi Party, who ended up getting killed because somebody else thought that he wasn't far right enough. And he was someone who actually achieved the rank of commander in our country. So, and this is, this is the important part. This is the 60s, y'all.
Yeah.
So this is years upon years after the war, and this movement is still popular, if you ask me.
Yeah, they still do these. Yeah, they're still warring amongst themselves. Who's not extreme enough? Who's extreme enough? Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, okay, so extremists killing other extremists because that extremist is not extreme enough is
right.
Kind of historical for these people.
Well, one of the things that's also historical is fascists wrapping a dead body in a flag and using it to try to go to war. And we can use the examples of Wilhelm Gustloff. Okay, Wilhelm Gustloff was a Nazi in Switzerland, I think it was, or Sweden. I think it's Switzerland. And he was killed by a Jew who went and instantly turned himself in and admitted he had done it for the Jews, right? Because they were oppressing them, because they were Nazis oppressing the Jews at the time. Right. But now this was actually before the war, though, before the war had started. So, they, obviously, they they were doing this and oppressing the Jews before the war. And Hitler and the German propaganda machine used his death and being killed by a Jew like Donald Trump is trying to use Charlie Kirk's death and blame the liberals to instigate more war.
Of course. The easy way, you know, you just use something that happens politically or whatever and like, I can use this to my advantage, even though I don't think, you know, I don't consider what happened to Charlie Kirk political. Because he wasn't a fucking politician. And he wasn't killed by a politician.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Isn't that complicated? That's weird, huh?
I mean, did Charlie Kirk make our rights political? Right.
Was he killed for political reasons?
Yeah, like how do you
understand?
That exactly?
Yeah, if he was, because they apparently have this guy's Discord messages. And part of the reason why they're probably not releasing his Discord messages. If Charlie Kirk, and part of the reason there was this little war between Charlie Kirk and Nick Fuentes back in 2019, 2020, there was this little war between the two of them. And the part of the reason is Nick Fuentes is against Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk supports Israel, continues to support Israel despite things, you know. Like that guy, like he could find the wrong side of every fucking thing to be on. This Charlie Kirk guy.
I know.
And the fact that we would actually agree, how shitty is it? How shitty is somebody that we would agree with Nick Fuentes about that? You know, that we would agree that his support of Israel is bullshit.
Well, I guess a broken clock.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. Episode idea, since Halloween is coming up, how Saturday morning cartoons taught children to summon demons. Oh, that's a fun one.
Is that why I haven't been able to meet a demon yet? I've been searching, but I didn't get to watch Saturday morning cartoons because I was knocking on doors.
I see. I
didn't learn the demon, you know, calling. Is it like a...
I think it is. And it comes through the TV into your brain.
Okay.
Through cartoons. That's right. You know, one of the things that's scary now is this whole turning point, but turning point is scary, but what is it? PragerU, the shit those people are cranking out, the cartoons they're using to program the children and just disgusting.
I hate PragerU.
I do too. Have you seen the thing they did on like Christopher Columbus, how they whitewash it so they're not slaves, they're willing, and he's doing something good, and they turn him into like this hero, you know?
Ember, I think Ember, since you're in the audience, we should do like a whole PragerU breakdown, just all PragerU videos. And we should torture ourselves and do that.
I don't want to have to pluck my eyes out. Green Day says, let's be clear, Fuentes hated Kirk because Kirk supported Jewish Israel. Okay. We don't like him because he supported a genocidal regime. Okay. Okay. Either or. I'm picking up what you're putting down, you know? Yeah. There were reasons, though. You know, it's kind of like splitting hairs. These people over there, you know, you don't hate the right people. I mean, we both hate a lot of people, but you don't hate the right people in the right way. Tomorrow's topic, sewing, Ryan.
Well, we've had the whole, you know, I've been saying I was going to do live and do sewing, and I'm sorry, you guys. Oh no, you just said something I was going to comment on. What did you say, Chris? Tell me what you said. Say it.
I have no idea. And the more you do that, the less I know what I was talking about.
I know. You probably didn't anyway. Sorry, guys. Again, it might come back to me.
Neurogeezer, if Plan Y is one last doomed olive branch, I should be on that team taking the place of someone who's able-bodied. You know, yeah, it's tough. I don't think they want an olive branch. They don't want an olive branch now. By stoking war, they get to seize power in 2 months. They'll probably be arresting politicians within 2 months. Because as it gets worse, the Democratic politicians are going to start speaking out against this. So, yeah.
Well, the Democrats are going to have to do something because I just feel like they're tucking their little tailsy. And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not condone Charlie Kirk's death enough for you? Do I need to
Right.
say it 20 times? Do I have to say it every single day before I say something? Should I just start my sentence off with, I condemn the death of Charlie Kirk? Get the fuck out of here. Stop caving to these people. Like, seriously, you're making it
Yes.
worse. Stand up
And
to them.
It's
Like,
crazy because
I never said Charlie Kirk should die. I'm the one who doesn't want people to die. I'm the one who wants sensible gun control laws. Get the F out of here.
right. That's actually true. Every part of it is true. Yeah. They blame us. Anyway, Green Day, maybe the GOP. You talk about the guardians of pedophiles. Is that? Oh, yeah, the GOP tries to figure out a way to cancel elections with fake political assassinations. Green Day, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Their policies on the big, beautiful bill and the immigration crap is so horrible that they can't stand a fair election. There's no way the right wing could stand. That's why they gerrymander all these districts.
Well, that's why I was like, that's why I said that thing about Trump. I believe it was Nicaragua anyway. You know, they deserve a free and fair election. Bruh. Are you in the same country I'm living in? Because you're the one who doesn't want a free and fair election in the country that's all about free and fair elections. Allegedly. Get over yourself.
Jester says arresting, it was called the Night of the Long Knives, not the Night of the Long Handcuffs. That's true. And, you know, man, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. If you're out there and you know what we're talking about, I mean, I don't want it to happen, but I could actually absolutely see Donald Trump going to that level. The Night of the Long Knives is whenever essentially Hitler started, him and his people started killing all of his political opponents, just dragging them out, killing them. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of fascism. That's like, that's one of the pathways of fascism, bro.
Donald Trump is prepping us for that. He's trying to make us think that the left are scum. He called us scum the other day. These radical lefts are scum. Again, who is he talking about? Is he talking about AOC? Is he granting, you know, that was one of the things. Here's something else I want to point out. He is justifying, Donald Trump justifies radicals on the right because they don't want to see crime. They're tired of seeing crime and all this. So I'm like, wait a second, you're justifying radical shooters on the right, and you're saying it's because they don't want to see crime. So who could he possibly be talking about? He's not talking about the school shooters, because those people are never making some kind of message about crime, even though a lot of them are right-wing people. What he's talking about are the shooters the shooter who killed Melissa Melissa Hortman. That's what he's talking about. He's defending that guy because he killed her because she was going to implement policies. And so Donald Trump, he would implement policies that would continue with crime and stuff like that. So this guy did what he did because he didn't want to see crime. That's what Donald Trump essentially said on the thing.
That's the problem with these freaking victims. They're always a victim. They're always on the attack. You know, somebody's always after them. Nobody cares about you.
Right. Guitar Dog says the Reichstag fire was the final nail. This enabled Hitler to have total power because of this emergency. Yeah, that was the whole thing. One of the things Hitler did was emergency powers. I think, again, I've said it before, I think Donald Trump is trying to push us, the American people, so hard and so fast that somebody does react. And when we do, that's whenever they're going to go full all in. He's already got military all over the country ready to seize the cities. So,
yeah, I'm just wondering what our National Guard are going to do.
Yeah. Disco Poppy says the court dropped the state terrorism charges against Luigi M. I want to note that unless things have changed, no terrorism charges were brought against Vance Bolter, the person who shot the Democrats to death in their homes, and had a list of Democrats and all this other stuff of names.
So excuse me, if this is a political, like if this was political violence, why is Homeboy not being called a terrorist? Now you're asking the right questions. That's what I was saying. That's where I'm getting to. He was never considered a terrorist. Yeah, that's what I figured you were calling. But like,
you're right.
Excuse me, is
even without the list.
Excuse me, where's Dade?
Yeah, where's Dade?
We need Dade here.
Yep. That's exactly right. These guys were doing this. It just breaks me in the head. Okay, Green Days has got a lot of words. Many words. Honestly, with my anti-fascist speech, I might have to start carrying. But my state makes you get a permit to carry, which means I have to put myself on a list, which if the Republican governor that's just as scary, then the fascists would know you carry and protect yourself. It's crazy. One of the things I said, it was really unfortunate about all the gay and trans people coming out over this past decade or during Obama's period and during Biden's period, they came out and they told the people who they were and all this stuff. And then these fascists come into office and now they have all these people on the list. These people who trusted the United States and outed themselves because they thought we'd reached a level, and then to turn around and see that those lists are used against them is kind of disgusting, if you ask me.
Right.
Equa says some veterans are already speaking out and service members tend to stay quiet, but with so many POC in the military, it's hard to see them attacking their own when it comes down to it. Yeah, it's just so, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to work all that out.
Yeah. We've got a long road ahead of us. I just really hope that there's some lawyers out there who are, just already low-key, undercover, starting cases, getting their information together, class action, whatever it may be. I don't know. I just pray that there's some really good lawyers out there that aren't afraid to go up against Trump personally, Elon personally, as well as, the government, Doge, whatever they need to do. I'm sorry, I'm not smart enough to know how any of that works. But that would be a really big win for us.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
if
yeah.
on the legal front, we could start going after them.
Yeah, I really wish they would. I've said this several times. I wish we could take a class action lawsuit up against Fox News, OAN, and the other conservative outlets. Yes. Why can't we? I don't see why not. Don't we have any lawyers?
Make it say that they're not news. Get rid of news. Right. You're not a news station. Fox story.
I don't know that they could. I don't know if that would be. I don't feel like that would be enough. I feel like Fox needs to be put out of existence. And they're based on what Donald Trump does over the next few months. The broadcasters at Fox News need to be held accountable in part of those Nuremberg trials. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of where I'm going. I'm kind of over here. I was going to pop over to Fox just to see if Fox was going to carry the two hanging story, the story of the hangings. No, I suspect they would.
Oh, you think
I suspect that's the first place that we'll find it on a big major one. Yeah, they want to get that out there. They want to show people, hey, this is happening. They're reacting to the left. Go get them. Go find out who you think is left and get after them. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Fox News is one of the first major networks that breaks that story. Just curious.
Well, actually, I see two from Fox local stations that are reporting on it.
Mm-hmm. I don't see any bigger networks yet. For those of you who don't know, apparently over the last day, 2 African-American men have been hung in the South, where one of them is where are they?
One's Mississippi. Shoot, I don't know where the other one was from. Sorry. Where was the other one?
Yeah. I don't know where it was.
Oh, hold on. I might have found it. No, that's the same one. God damn it. Oh, this might give this.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait. A white man and a. Oh, wait. Is it a white man and a black man that were found?
I don't know. I hadn't seen that yet. Well, apparently this is just now getting out. So, Mississippi.
What the?
So that one's Mississippi. And then this other one, Vicksburg. Huh. Go here. And both of them in Mississippi. So I guess at this point, yeah, both of them in Mississippi. So at this point, I'm not really sure what's going on. It's disturbing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that's scary. That's a terrible way to go.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of curious. Are these real news articles? Is it not real? what's going on? How long do we find out? You know, this is a whole deal. We've seen, I don't know. I don't want to go all conspiracy theory all on, but like in the one article where the early news says that the body was found and it was very beat up, and then the official city council forensics guy says there's no evidence of trauma, and that he probably did it to himself. And I think that's just wild.
Nobody's going to do that.
Trey Reed. All right, so Kelly says Trey Reed. Let me find the one about Trey Reed. Okay, Trey Reed, that was a Delta State University staff found the body of Trey Reed. And the other one was Corey Zukatis. I don't know who he was. I don't know. He may not even. Go ahead.
Allegedly, he was houseless. That man, Corey Zukatis. So they say anyway, was unhoused.
So was he a homeless person? Or what?
Yes.
Oh, so he wasn't black, he was homeless.
Yes.
Wow. One of the people directly that Brian Kilmeade said that should be executed. Person on the right, homeless person.
Yeah. So I think that Brian should take responsibility.
Oh no. Yeah, they're not going to do that. He's done all the responsibility taking he's going to do. Fox News should take responsibility.
They should.
That's absolutely true.
They all should.
Ace Trade says, do not Google men hung. True. Probably not the best way to go. You okay, girl?
Ace Trade. I needed that laugh. Thank you.
Very true. Trump orders military to blow up Venezuelan narco-terrorists in Bold Sea operation. They're calling this Bold Sea operation. This is murder on the high seas without giving people due process or anything. They have no idea who are in those boats. So
no, they're convicting people, and the fact that I see commenters laughing about it, I'm just gonna start video replying to these comments as I see them, and just try to make them feel like shit. Because who bombs people in international waters and gets away with it? The
U.S. Donald Trump. He brags about it.
And Venezuela has come out and said that that it wasn't a drug boat. They couldn't even the boat was going somewhere else, but they couldn't even have made it. I think you pointed that out. They couldn't even have made it here if they wanted to with that boat.
Yep. And one of the things that, yes, it is a distraction from the Epstein files. That's a distraction from. Anything Donald Trump is doing that's ugly like that's a distraction from the Epstein files. Donald Trump wants to make the trans flag a sign of terrorism. The Trump flag should be a sign of terrorism. Yeah. Everything these people do is projection. Everything.
Yep. God damn it.
Let's see here. I'm just kind of cruising right quick. Let me close
outside my house. Come and get me, bitch.
Yes.
Well, I already have my Palestine flag hanging out there. Actually, I've had Palestinian people come knock on my door and thank me.
Oh, really? Really? Yeah, it just wouldn't surprise me. I want to leave that open. I want to make sure we got that. I want to read our super chats for the day. I want to say thank you to everybody who fan funded the channel. We very much appreciate you. Muttley Von Erich for £5 says, afternoon, I thought the cool kids wore pumped up kicks, and indeed we do. Just saying. Loving sausages, Muttley. Thank you for the £5. Left-handed Jedi says, get off my lawn, you young whippersnapper. Yes, that's me. Thank you all for your support. You are all wonderful. I appreciate you. Again, tomorrow we're going to try to go on a more lighthearted. You okay with that, Ryan? And what we'll do, lighthearted, unless something crazy blows up, right? If something crazy blows up, then it'll be crazy blow up stuff. But otherwise, we're going to go lighthearted. I saw somebody make some suggestion about aliens for fun, because we don't want to do a sci-fi thing tomorrow, but we might do an atheist, religious, alien fun. Who knows? We'll just try to have it fun.
I like alien stuff. We can talk about Jesus being an alien.
Jesus,
yes. Was he a Nephilim? I mean, there's alien-ish things in the Bible we can talk about.
I even have a thumbnail for Alien Jesus.
Ooh.
Ready to be used. Exactly.
Does he have those little blue things that the
antennae from the I don't know.
I think
he ought to though.
Cool.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, that'd be handy. Unless you lost one like Shran did. Remember, he's
But they
all
grow
dizzy.
back.
They do. Lucky
But that would
bastards.
suck while you were, yeah, that would suck for the interim when you were waiting for it to grow back.
All dizzy. All right.
The
Thank you all
sexual
for your
things you can do with that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're very well hung in the antenna department.
Oh dear.
Yes. Everybody, thank you all for joining us. Listen, guys, we're talking about stuff that's tough. Stay safe out there. It's getting crazy they are painting a target on all of the left-wing people's backs. So just be aware. We're all brave and bold. Yes, I'm going to put up my flag of this or flag of that. Just know, though, that there are news stories of people opening their front door when it rings and getting shot by these people. Looking at you, Miss Melissa Hortman. Sorry that happened to you. So, I mean, this is crazy. So be safe out there, my friends. Be safe. The weirdo, currently known as Evan, says, I'm late to the party, but morning. Weirdo, we're out, man. Sorry, man. We're going to do that voodoo. Yeah, we're out. But catch us tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. And burn with us, fellow sinner. Okay, my friends. Have a wonderful day. Sin safely, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned, got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booths, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink,